Yes, tomorrow. Thank you. Sorry about that. I got to go to the doctor tomorrow. All right, people. Hello, everybody.
Tommy, turn your background music off.
Is
There you go.
everything okay? Let's see. Is
Yeah.
everything set up all right? Everybody can see here. Hopefully, in the chat room, let me know that you can hear us. Everything's fine. I had so many problems with my computer. I had to go through
Tommy, your
three web
background
browsers.
music's still on.
I had to go to 3 web browsers. Wouldn't let me pull up my video on this site. Uh, I was in a site ready to do it, and it didn't pull it up, and I had to go back into another site. That didn't let me pull it up. I had to go into another site. Didn't let me pull it up. Finally, I got into it on this site. This is Fox. I mean, what do you call it? Something Fox, whatever. But okay, people, we got an interesting show today. Got some little things to talk about. But
Tommy, you need to turn your background music off.
oh,
That's it.
thank you for that. I turned it down, but I didn't turn it off. All right, people. Just greetings, Tina. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tina Bird here, ET girl from Southampton in the UK. Tonight on Encounters, the Tina and Tommy show. Tommy's doing actual evidence on what aliens are doing. We've got a good show planned for you tonight. Always lots to talk through and get through. And I'd like to say hi to John, who's already waiting in our chat room. It's good to see you there, John. Hi. Lots of things going on around the world. We've had like report sort of England to prepare for a tsunami, and also the government has sent out alerts now. So the UK is being sent out phone alerts. So the government is just making people aware of that, whether it be radiation, bombs, tsunamis, weathers, warnings. So just to let the public that is happening. Also, lots of other things. There's been, let me just check, Microsoft News have said that UFOs been spotted over Mexico cities, not just by one, by lots and lots of people. Also, the History Channel has gathered some really good information. I like to watch the History Channel. This one was about aliens, and it said they've been watching UFOs that have been secretly spying on humans. They've watched these ships come down a Pacific location. They've been hovering over these huge still ships, and I've been watching people picking up pebbles from the beach and things like that. Been interesting, but that's from the History Channel. But apart from that, I'm going to chuck it back over to Tommy just to say, Tommy, it's been great. I know it's been a week, and what have you been up to? Tell us what's going on.
All right. I've been doing a couple shows in between this show, but I've been dealing with a lot of different people. I have all my friends that I call friends in Hawaii looking at the sky, and they're all telling me what they see every night, every morning. Not one person that I tell to watch the sky doesn't come back to me within a week or so saying, "Oh, did you see the ship this morning? Did you see the lights last night? Did you see this to that?" So I'm trying to get some of these people if they want to come on. I mean, they're not going to have much to say other than what they actually saw, which would be cool. Because like I just met a person yesterday. Oh, were you watching the sky this morning? I said, why? Well, all these lights were going around in circles over the ocean. And I said, no. I went out this morning and it was cloudy as anything. And I stayed out there. And the second I laid down on my roof, it started raining. So it didn't help me much. So I was saying, well, if I could see a ship in the clouds, it'd be really close. Because last week I went out at 5 o'clock in the morning to take out garbage. And it was clouds everywhere. But I look up and the ship comes right in and out of a cloud. So it had to be really close. I'm not talking about a satellite. I'm not talking about a helicopter, but a real ship. So people, I'm going to get into that maybe near the end of the show, but the definition of a UFO versus a satellite, there's a big difference. And before I get into it, just satellites are little. They're usually anywhere the size. The biggest one ever sent up was the size of a trailer. Most of them are the size of a lunchbox now, and they're even smaller than that. They can send up 1,000 satellites in a ship now and things like that. So when you're traveling through the sky that far away in distance, there's no possible way you're going to see it. So in everything you see, oh, it's a satellite. I mean, UFOs do move in a straight line as well. Satellites just have a constant path around the planet over and over. Satellites, I mean, UFOs do travel straight when they're traveling to get somewhere. I mean, sometimes they like to play and stop and do all those kind of things. So obviously, if it moves any other direction in a straight line, it can't be a satellite. But we'll get into that later. But I want you to get active if you're really interested in the UFO world. I'm not talking about going to UFO conventions and all those kind of things because all you hear is great stories. There's very little active proof. Now, let me explain myself. 1996, Sergio 18 and I went to all the conferences in the United States, around the United States, through Global Sciences. We were the top speakers. We had more pictures of UFOs, real UFOs, than anybody else in the United States at that time. And we showed a bunch of them every time. I did a show with Carrie Cassidy. We did for about 9 months. We put up 5 pictures every week of UFOs and creatures and entities and all that. And nobody said a word. Nobody cared. Nobody came. I mean, he disappeared. I think he sold out to the government and all that kind of stuff. But in the interim, we were doing it for 6 years until 2002. And during that time frame, we traveled all over the United States. I met with all the top UFO speakers. Many of them are disappeared or dead or gone, however you want to word it. So out of 16 people that I know that were really the top people in the UFO world are all gone. And my ex-partner that I did my UFO stuff with has disappeared. We had a fight. We usually had a fight every 5 years. And then he disappeared. And then all of a sudden I see he had a new house, new cars, and he changed his name. If anybody can find him or hear about him, I want to know if he's alive at least. His name's Sargel 18, his original name. He renamed it to Lord Sargel. And then he pulled everything we did off the internet. I have a video that I can show people of Strange Universe when we went on that show. When he first released a UFO shooting out ships from it. And that was put on TV in 1997. Nobody said anything about it. And it was on until the beginning of last year. And when we had a fight, he took everything down. That disappeared. And it wasn't even his to take down. So I really think the only person that could have taken that down was the government. So in the interim, all the shows we did, all the sites, everything we had up was disappeared. And all his own sites were gone, but he had all his pictures on his site. He copyrighted everything I did. I still have pictures. I could show them to people directly. I can't put them online or any of that kind of stuff. People, this is as real as it's going to get from Tina and I. As far as UFOs, aliens, she's a little more up on aliens. I haven't been working with them too much. I mean, I came close to one, next to one, and things like that. But she's been abducted by them, and they did everything they wanted to her. So big difference between that part. But I filmed over thousands of ships in the past 25 years. I was about 25 feet from a real ship on the ground next to my house. I had an alien inside my house. My friend and I chased it. So her experiences and my experiences are pretty important in the UFO world, considering most of the speakers out there are talking about everybody else's experiences without any proof, without witness. But what's good in a way, Travis Walton did a new movie. It was on the History Channel again, a 2-hour movie. They're re-showing what he went through, his life. They interviewed all his friends, the people around it. So they're bringing real publicity to that abduction. Now, Tina had a lot more going on than he did, but his story was important at the time, and he did a movie on it, made it famous, but they're bringing it back out there, and they're releasing a lot more information. If I give it back to Tina, everybody needs to go on Instagram. I don't know if you ever go on it or in it. Go on it. There's a UFO captain. I don't know what the site is. I tried sending it, and it wasn't working, but thousands of pictures of ships, UFOs, videos, hundreds and hundreds of them. Crystal clear, shot from helicopters and everything else of UFOs coming up to naval ships and bombing them and all kinds of stuff. They're filmed from all over parts of the world, from Iraq, Iran, and every other country. So it's an incredible thing because the government can't block it. Other countries can release whatever they want. The government can't stop them from doing that. So check it out. And I'm not making this up. It blew me away. I mean, I have pictures of ships and everything, but never saw so many. And these ships are not the same. There's a few ships that are the same, but there's many ships that are completely outrageous. Check it out.
If you go, guys, so lead on from what Tommy's just said, there's actually today, if you go into Microsoft News, there is an article on there that says that I think it's like the top 20 things that they've discovered about aliens or alien probes coming to Earth. They have pictures of these things, and it tells you all about the UFO phenomenon in space. It's quite a good little segment. It's worth like a couple of 5 or 10 minute like look see, but it tells you all about like the things that they're finding in space. Now, we're in the year 2023, progressively on from 2021 to 2022. The governments were doing stuff. They launched a Space Rangers unit. That was going to be done in the UK, and I know America's done. Heard nothing from that. Seen no more pictures. Don't know where they're based, what they're actually doing now, and what the further purpose is for them, because no one's heard anything for 2 years, but they've had all this funding, both in the UK and America. Also, to look at, we've got all this the new UFO department that was carried on by the Defense Ministry of Defense, or the Defense Department of Defense in the US. That they released all these papers, and they would agreed that they would release it to the public, which they did. Obviously, they didn't release it all, but then there was going to be an update and what they were going to do, what they were going to look at, and what they've collated. That's not happened. I've heard nothing more from UK. Said the same kind of thing. Again, heard nothing from the UK. And since then, moving forward a bit to the end of beginning this year, they started releasing figures. I believe it was figures for last year, and it was Russia, China, America, and Germany, or another country. Who said that they're getting a death toll now, or a shoot down toll. So they've been ordered to fire when fired upon, or ordered to shoot these objects down as unidentified flying objects, or ATIP, whatever you want to put it. But Russia's actually came forward, and China said that they shot 3 to 5 of these things down between them all. So there's probably about 7 they've shot down. So they've released figures, but they've not released pictures, and they've not any more information, nor has other countries that joined this little pact with them to like say what the like a UFO shoot down tally. But no more about that. This should be huge news. The people from Earth are shooting down objects made by beings from another planet. So let me reiterate that for you. Human beings are shooting down UFOs, unidentified flying objects from that are not made on this world. Why is that not headline news around the world? Why do you not have a news update every night on the tally of what we're shooting down? Because conventionally, we're in a global war with UFOs. If the people around the planet Earth, am I right, Tommy? If every country in the world is shooting down UFOs, and they actually have a UFO death toll, kind of when they're fired upon or eviscerated, or whatever they've done, surely that is then a war against aliens. Why has that not been declared? Why is that not front page news?
The Attorney General just came out and said there's probably a mothership within our area. So I just want to show you a couple things, if you could see them. All right.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of them. I mean, there are videos showing the ships coming over the Army bases, blowing missiles at them, and it's all can't be made up. None of it. You can hear the helicopter. A lot of them are shot from helicopters. But there's, like I said, there's nonstop pictures of them. You can't download from Instagram, so you can only take pictures of the picture that's on it. Just so you know, but check it out. You're going to be blown away by what you see. They're not all fake. And there are really incredible things that are going on that nobody mentions in the United States. The UFO people in the United States never talk about war with aliens, which we are at. And I hate to say it, there's no real important information coming out in any UFO world. That conference that I heard people even say that, oh, well, I heard this and I heard that, but where are they talking about the war we're having? Oh, well, only the good aliens are coming here. The good aliens are going to help us. They're not talking about what's going on.
If these are serious people, these are not like Mickey Mouse people. You've got Putin and the Russian government. You've got the British government. You've got the Chinese government. You've got the American government, not all, the actual top-notch, top brass people running the country saying that they're shooting down, they've been given the green light by who I don't know, because it should be a global decision. If you're going to start a war with a race of beings not from this planet, that should be a global decision. I haven't been, nobody else has been asked. If they're doing it in defense of the public, then more for them. I'm all with that. But who are they shooting down? For what purpose? Now, we need to know that. Where are they coming from? Like origin, intent, fair enough. But they must know something about them to be shooting them down. And where is I want to see the cost of humanity. Where is our declaration with these people? And I did say, not to say that I've been saying, for the last 5 or 6 years, the others are coming. I don't know when, but I've been told the others will be coming. Perhaps they're here and that's shooting down. But for us to shoot down a UFO within the Earth's atmosphere, within countries, within Russia, within the US, within the UK, shooting them down with active missiles is an act of war. So we're at war with UFOs. This is not. Why is it not global news? I'm horrified, Tommy.
You know, they keep saying, and also here in the UFO world, well, we don't know what they're really here for. Oh, nobody knows what they're here for. We know what they're here for.
If they're here for medical purposes, you wouldn't be shooting them down, would you?
You know, when I hear that over and over, and it's like these big name speakers, well, we don't know what they really want or what they're doing. I said, you know, just look at our history. All the different races were here and left. The pyramids didn't help save them. They're not going to help save us. All the things that went down in history prove that aliens have never stepped in to make the world a better place. All right. And all these people say the good aliens are going to help us. And they'll take care of the bad aliens. The good thing is, if you have a war, you have 100 spiritual people and 100 evil people. Who do you think is going to win that war? The bad people, because they're going to have weapons and every kind of thing to kill the other people, where the good people aren't going to do it. You know, if aliens, which are taking over the planet, want to destroy us, they can easily. I know we have weapons to destroy reptilians. We have weapons to destroy gray ships as well. And I saw 2 ships get shot down about 5 years ago in Hawaii. So we have so many ships over Hawaii. Don't forget, Hawaii is the #1 base of defense for the United States. So we got a HARP system here, which is the most deadliest weapon on the planet. All right. And that's real. So, you know, people, go ahead, Tina.
Can I ask you, Tommy? America is part of NATO, is it not? Have I got that? I know they're part of the UN, United Nations. Is America part of NATO?
We're part of it. The UN, the United Nations, is all the nations basically that agree to stay together. But again,
so it's the warring part of it, isn't it? So
I don't know about.
Surely we should be having declarations from NATO's, and we should be having regular reports saying that we're shooting down an alien race. Should we not?
You know, they're so afraid to release the truth. I mean, that's why they're keeping us focused on here.
Now, not. Russia's released figures saying that they're shooting them down.
Well, you know, where's the videos? Where's all the things? They're coming out now. All right. I know the government can stop some things, but they can't stop everything. That's why I say you need to stay posted, watch online. In Hawaii, they released a video of UFO 2 weeks ago on TV. All right. So, you know, it's coming to a point where it's just everywhere. They can't stop it. And I'm telling you, people, if you never saw a UFO, go out and see one and wake yourself up to the truth that, oh, well, it's not. It's a satellite. No, it's not a satellite.
John, if you want to put a camera on my roof, send me one and I'll put it up there, mate. You can have a live feed all you want. I'm quite happy to put it up there. I'll have to get the window clean and put it up there because I can't climb up there. But I'm quite happy. You send me a camera and I'll get someone to stick it on the roof for you.
What I do is I go out on my roof. I got 4 cameras. I can go up there and film anything. Anything I see, I can film. But it's usually raining here. What I'm doing, I just got a long cord. I'm trying to connect my camera to my computer so I can leave it on constantly. So I can watch the sky. When it clears up for a few seconds, I can run out there. So that's my main goal. I'm waiting for the cord to come in the mail. I mean, it's like 15 feet cord to get my camera to my computer. So I want to do that so I can watch the sky while I'm doing everything I'm doing. I'll have my other computer on with that on it. But there's more stuff going on here than anywhere else. Now, I'm bad with names, but the lady that films all those weird ships and entities on her property every day, nothing's happening.
Yeah, I know
You know who I'm talking
yeah.
about? Her stuff is incredible. I'm surprised the government's not stationed in front of her house.
She's been accused of a lot of fakery, but I don't know, without physically going there or knowing it or just looking at the footage. But
You know,
I
she
don't
stopped on
know.
a show last week.
Did she?
Did you know that?
She what?
She stopped on our show last week.
Did she? Oh, wow.
I invited her on, but she's been pretty sick. You know, and it's funny how everybody in UFO world's important people are sick. I can name them that died. Look at Tina. Tina's pretty bad off in a bad way. I mean, her sickness is really affecting a lot of things. I hate to say it, and I tell her over and over, I said, the aliens are keeping her alive. They need her for certain reasons. I don't know what they are, probably to talk to her children. But outside of that, she has more effects and more problems than most people do.
Yeah.
And
people don't understand the effects of abduction are horrendous.
People, you need to listen to people that have real truth to say. And it's not all the good aliens are coming and we think they're going to be this. We don't need anybody saying we think. Thinking is useless. We need facts, people. People that know the facts. People that nothing. All the people in Ancient Aliens say, I think this, I think that. I don't want to hear I think. All those people in all those shows, well, I think nobody knows. And where do these people come up with that? It's like saying nobody knows anything about Jesus. Nobody knows anything about God. Well, there are people that do. There's people that beyond the people that live in a box or in a shoe or whatever, they don't see the real world ever. So I'm out there. I spent 6 years, 5 days a week. Every other day we went out and filmed for 6 hours every night. That's how we got thousands of videos and pictures and ships and everything. Not because I spent an hour out there 1 week. I'm talking years and years and years. It was exciting because you never knew what you were going to see, what you were going to experience. We had an invisible dragon fly over us. I mean, I could go on about what we saw, what we captured. We have the footprint of the dragon when it landed. There's just so many things that were going on when we went up there. And it was where DuPont worked with Tesla, and it's government property.
Sorry, we both went off air then. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. We got bad signal. Me and you disappeared off the screen.
Well, I keep disappearing. I can't do anything about that. But, you know, all I can say is I'm lucky we're doing a show. I said they've been playing with my computer for the past 3 days. I have no clue what's going on. All my sites are acting crazy. All my browsers are not doing anything that I want them to do. And my 2 browsers come up with everything that's in writing is black squares, all blocked out.
Yeah, that's signal jamming, isn't it?
I know, and I can't get rid of it. So, you know, I'm supposed to have 5G where I live, but I only get, once in a while I get it when I go down to the ocean where I shouldn't get it. I mean, I'm 6 miles from the tower, and that should be the end limit of the satellite antenna. But I do get it on and off, but maybe 5 minutes, an hour, and that's it for a week. But I said this before, the week before Christmas, for 2 weeks, I had 5G for 2 weeks straight. Something went down. They were playing with it. I mean, I kept calling the phone company. Oh, well, they had to do something. They had to do something to the 5G. What, turn it down? Whatever they did, they screwed it up. So, yeah, they love to do things for people. And it was just my area. So, you know, Tina gets to see a lot of things. I get to see a lot of things. And it's not because we're special or anything like that. Well, Tina's a little more special because they have needs for her. Hate to say that. But again, aliens don't like me. The same as the whole UFO world hates me. I'm a terror to most people in the UFO world.
We got a bit of bad news there on screen. Unfortunately, apparently Sargel's died.
Who said that? Where'd you get that proof? Where'd you get that evidence? Anything about it? Please send it to me directly.
He just said that he heard that Sargel died.
I mean, I am friends with his wife. His wife was supposed to die 20 years ago as well. She was married to a famous rock star. She made $25,000 a month from him. So they really never got married for that reason. But again, he promised me all the pictures and videos before he died, because he was dying about 2 years ago. And then we got a fight, so I'll never see all the copyrights of all the pictures we
Oh,
shot.
I am sorry to hear that. If that is true, I am.
But if you got any proof on that, any real evidence, please send it to me. I still can call Sandra, his wife, because I was close to her. We had a lot of cool things go down together. I hope she's all right. I mean, she's been really sick as well. But again, I know they had $1 million policy and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure she has lots of money now after he sold out to the government, if he did. I don't know what the story is yet. I'm waiting to get some hard evidence. He threatened me, don't ever call him again. I said, don't worry, I won't. But anybody that hears any more, whoever you heard it from, send me the link to that. Anything about it, I'd love to find out.
Thank you for letting us know, Richie. Thank you.
But I appreciate it, because people still ask me, how is he? What's he doing? I say, I have no clue. I mean, we spent years together, and then we spent years apart now. So, but we were the top UFO photographers in the United States. All I can say, that's a fact. He did one thing which I didn't like. He used to blow smoke in the air and film it, and said he filmed Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and all those kind of things. Which
He said it was posted on the same day on his blog. I don't know where that is.
On the Steve Day blog. All right. Well, if you get anything really important, I'm just putting this up there real fast.
I'll tell him Steve Dave blog.
Steve Dave blog. I'll have to pull that up, see what it is.
Thank you, Richard. It's very kind. See, all these bits of information passed on along the community can help someone else along the way. That's what we're all here for at the end of the day, to help somebody else. Well, Tommy's shouting that down. How do you guys feel about human rights? Now, not just the Human Rights Act, we human beings as a part of our collective world, when it's been invaded and abductees are taken, people are taken, that is obstructed our right to be human and safe in our own planet. But if we can't be safe here and we're not defended, it doesn't leave us anywhere. I mean, apparently the UN have laws for all this, but it seems that nowadays we are living in a lawless society and people just don't look after people. Who is enforcing the laws that the UN put down? Who is enforcing the laws NATO put down? Who is enforcing the UK laws or the American laws, the Russian laws? They have all these laws, but no one's there to enforce them. They can write them down and say, oh, you will be protected, but nothing's happening. But slowly we're losing our humanity over the years, and it just seems absolutely pointless. But there you go. Just what Tommy's doing now. I'm doing another talk this year, guys. So last year was my book. I'm still trying to upload it. It won't let me upload it to Amazon. I've got some people try to put it in different fonts, different sizes, rewrote it many, many times. And it just won't go. So I've started another book, and I'm doing lectures on it this year called The Human Side of Alien Abduction. And I'm giving a lecture 4 or 5 times this year. You can go and see me at different things out and about. So you can look on my website, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything like that. And also on here to get it out. But if you guys have any, I know his wife was sick with COVID. Oh, God, there's lots of that about. There's terrorists never know good news nowadays.
No, there aren't. I want to release a statement.
Tommy.
I haven't been taken out, and it has to be a reason. But I will say this. Everybody I know has been. So Joe was the last one. No, John Edmond, who I spent years with, I brought him out. He's the one that said he killed 18 Greys. He was killed last Christmas. I have 16 friends that are missing and dead. So I said, maybe the government just watches me to see who I talked to and then take them out. Another person was supposed to give me a night camera. He wanted $1,500, and I was supposed to meet him and everything. He said, no, forget it. They're going to kill me. And he died a week later. So, yeah, all my friends disappear. I can go on. Even in Hawaii, I met a young kid who was a top genius. He worked in a computer store. I couldn't get into my computer. He says, don't worry, I'll get into it. And then he goes, guess what? I work at the HARP system. His father does. And he goes, he has a video of it. I said, great. He goes, I'll send it to you. I went back. He goes, I sent it to you. You didn't get it? I said, no. He goes, I'll send it to you again. Next time he disappeared. Company says we can't give any information about him, and he never got the video. But I think because his father did work on the HARP system, they brought him inside because he was too open about what he talked about outside about the HARP system. I would have loved to have an actual video inside the HARP system. And it's a base. It's an actual base. It's not just like two wires connected to a battery. It's a base where people are. So again, I've been around the top people in the UFO world for almost 20 years. 25 years ago. All right. So the biggest names in the UFO world are gone. All the people, the only person that's out there mainstream being publicized and promoted to the max is Stephen Greer. Like he's the first person to say, well, I'm bringing out disclosure. Like Tina said, disclosure happened the first time they took a real person and brought him on a ship. That's disclosure. Just because everybody didn't see it doesn't mean it's not real. And it's sad. Like I always say, what is a theory versus like when people say, well, that's not real. Or it's,
well, I actually looked the meaning up as well. So contact in any which way you look. So the actual just meaning, I'm just going to read it out now. So I've got it here ready. Contact or abduction contact. When an animal or mammal chooses to touch another species or get us within close proximity to communicate. This is deliberate contact. So when these creatures look over you, and they come over to your face, and the reason why so many people say that they look at you is not just because they're eyeing you up. They have them look to see if you communicate with them, to see if you convey your telepathy. So they do that. It's their way of communicating to see if you can talk to them. That is communication. That is contact. That is contact in the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth degree. Any way you want to look at it, it is contact. It is deliberate contact with another species. When they show you images, if you can't talk with telepathy with them, when you can't do that, but they show you images. If they're choosing to show you images, symbols, and numbers in your head, that is communication. That is contact. They're not, this is my name and address, and this is a person, and I love you, come and visit. It's not contact. Doesn't work like that. You are physically sedated, strapped to a bed, and they're running things through your head. Bit archaic. And abductees hold so much more information than the government really knows on things like this. They get more out of an abductee, even if they hypnotize them or aggress them or whatever it is they do. People just learn small bits of information. You could accumulate libraries with what abductees know. So, contact, people need to look at things, contact different. Not like they're going to land on the UK Prime Minister's grass and say, hi, we're here. Contact is, they're choosing deliberate one-on-one contact. They are choosing to encroach on our space. They're choosing to communicate with us. They're coming into communication proximity distance to human beings. They're taking us. So contact has happened thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, millions of years ago, weeks ago, months ago, days ago, and probably even yesterday. So it's all the way down the line. Speak to any abductee that says that they've had telepathic communication and seen or felt. Don't give off emotions. It's like an instinct, when you can tell someone's angry, they give off that, and so that is a form of communication. So human beings are being communicated with. That is contact. And people wait for the big word contact. Wow, like a bomb going off. Contact is like a drip feed of water into a stream or ocean that's already running. I'm afraid they've missed that boat many, many years ago. So that is another form, but we reiterate that contact has happened, and not just with humans. People seem to forget. I've got so many. Linda Moulton Howe does a fantastic job with all the. I've got a little thing where some of those she is up there with her pussycats there. She signed that for me. So with these cattle mutilations and animal mutilations, I even found a pheasant. Me and my partner was walking in Victoria Country Park in Hampshire and Southampton about 2 years ago, and always my phone was dead. It was not working for some reason, wouldn't work. Bent down, and there was a pheasant. Nothing didn't look wrong with it. It was just on its side with a great big hole like that, and you could. It was just like there was no missing feathers, no ripped parts of meat or flesh. It was just like you could see like yellow inside it and all its organs, and that was just like it's somebody just like it was a mirror, no damage whatsoever. It's like a hole completely through this poor animal. So, but animals are being contacted, they're being taken, they're being tortured, they're being mutilated, they're being put back. Why put back? Is it because they've run out of space? Is it because they have to? Is it because of disease? What they just want us for what they can take and dump us like a trash can back on Earth. So if you have any more views or questions on that, then please let me know and I'll be glad to answer what I can. Tommy.
Well, I lived in Washington State for a while. I was staying with a multi-million-dollar family, billionaire at one time. But they had a summer house, which was being converted, which I was converting. It was on 45 acres, and it was right on the Skagit River. So when I first got there, I went on a swing. There was a swing on this tree, and I looked down, and there was an eagle feather there. I said, what a cool way to welcome me, right? So when I went out, they have a jacuzzi about a quarter mile from the house. You have to walk along a mountain, and it overlooked the Skagit River and the ocean. It was really cool. So I went out there one day. When I came back, there was a dead animal laying right next to where I was, and I said, what the freak is that? And I looked, and it was the same thing you said. So I discarded the body, and the next day, next week, I saw a light over the property where it happened, beaming down, and when I went out there was another animal dead the same way. So, it's not just cows. I mean, they take other animals for reasons. They do need blood. I think they do take a variety of blood because that's what they need from us more than anything else. DNA is a useless word because the government can only deal with 12. There's actually 32 strands, and there's probably more than that. But again, an ex-friend of mine who actually worked in Transylvania, where they actually found a pyramid, had a machine that could tell what race you were. And they found it inside the pyramid. All right. So again, what's happening is being kept secret. A lot of the important things are. I mean, there was tunnels, and this was proven then, that went from Tasmania all the way to Mount Shasta. And one went to Mount Everest. Why they had these tunnels and everything else, who knows what the clues are, what the reasons for. But there's so many things that have been going on that are way beyond our understanding or even acceptance of why it happened or how it could have been created and all that. But the underground tunnels in the United States aren't even brought out in any level. How they're made, they don't show them. There's a couple of videos snuck out when Jesse Ventura exposed one of the tunnels and everything else. The New World Order base was right on top of it. That every word about that completely disappeared. The wall was like 8 feet wide, and it was surrounded by army people, people with guns and everything. And it was supposed to be a normal home, but it was bigger than the White House. So whatever was going on there, right under it was the direct entrance to the city, to the underground cities. Jesse Ventura exposed that how many years ago? And you don't hear a single word about that. I mean, all these little things, it comes and goes. People don't put things together, don't care about what's really going on, and they rather believe good aliens are here and they're going to help us and what. And I tell this, I just did a show yesterday. I was talking to a person for a long time. I said, here's one thing. If you got to talk to an alien, what could you ask him? What could he tell you that would be important? Think about it. What can an alien tell you that would be important? How to make a new gun? How to find their God?
They just show you pictures of the end of the world. Well, they told me the others were coming. They're not supposed to come in, but they do. They said that about many years ago now.
Well, they want this world. The reptilians want to live here. They can't live here until it's radioactive. That's one thing for sure. And the government knows that. Why do you think they built underground cities? Why do you think they prepared Grace? They're cloning Grace. The United States is cloning Grace. I actually saw a video of that. They're cloning them for a reason. Let me just say this. They're cloning them because when the world's radioactive, they won't be able to go out there and do anything. But they can have all these grays fixing things and doing whatever they need done while it's happening. So there's reasons everything's being done. I mean, it's not the same time frame. I'm sure they wish they could do it a lot faster than it is, but UN Agenda 21 is going to be in full swing by 2030. And
I
that
think
means
it's in
one
full
world
swing
order.
now. I think you're wrong, Tommy. I think you find it's in full swing now. Just to answer
I know
John's.
it's in full swing. I mean, we will be under one world order by then.
Oh, yeah, long before then. John's just said a good thing. Like we keep saying about Phil Schneider and tunnels. He was actually a geologist that was employed by the US government to work with a Delta unit. Those blowing up, he was employed to blow up. They had to dig down to get to this shaft or to expose, to get geology samples. And they accidentally blew a hole in a nest or a underground tunnel where these beings were living, and it kicked off I think they lost 19 or 30 Delta men, the whole team force, and he's lucky to survive it, but sadly died in a hotel room covered in barbed wire. But they said that he committed suicide. I can't see that. And Richie, yes, I'll just look at Richie's comments then. But yeah, I remember the sci-fi show. Yeah. But there's lots of tunnels, and lots of tunnels were probably built before we were even on the planet.
The second most important UFO story was Phil Schneider.
Yeah.
All right. That's the second most important story in the whole UFO world. It overrides Area 51. He has
military deaths connected with this. The Delta Force team, that he lost all those men. Their families must know that they died doing this. He even
real.
said it. Mm.
So, and you don't hear people talking about that. I wonder why. Now, before that, okay, when Travis Walton came out, okay, it was a big thing. But when the first abduction story came out with Barney Hill and they came out because they wanted to. One was black, one was white, and that wasn't accepted at that time frame. For them to come out and expose themselves to that level of harassment
to
was
help
really
people.
brave.
Yeah, to help people.
They wanted to bring the truth out. And it's
they
not
have
like
evidence. They actually have evidence still today. Betty's dress was torn and had pink powder all over it, and Barney's shoes had scrapes where they dragged him across the round onto the ships. Kathleen Murdon still has that evidence today. Their niece at the time. I've spoken with her and had my picture taken with her.
I had one of the first. He was the first astronaut on my show, and he said they created the space program for him directly. He was in 8 flights, but he said to me, well, he never saw a ship or an alien here on this planet. And he said, well, we saw things in... Wait. He said he saw things in space, but that's all. But he wouldn't go in any deeper. I had a really important story, video, and everything else of a ship and everything. I called him up, and he just hung up on me. He can't get involved with it. These people, why they don't talk is because they get government money. And they get a lot of money. And if they screw that up, they don't get no more money. So if you were getting paid a nice paycheck, even when it comes to abuse and things like that, you get paid off, you'd rather take the money than go to court and get nothing. So yeah, these people put themselves on the line. Now, I was friends with Larry Warren right before he put out Left at East Gate. And that was a documented story over and over with the captain. They all saw the ship land there. We're shooting these beams down into the base. They had nuclear weapons. Women were handcuffing themselves to the fence to boycott it, and all kinds of things went down. But he was taken down inside and put in a room with an alien. He said he never understood why they did that to him. But when he went into town, he called his family up. When he came out, they arrested him right then and there. But he was stripped of everything for 10 years before he could even get his book out. And now the people around him are saying it was fake and the story is fake, but the story isn't fake.
Tommy, you got a question from John in the chat room at the bottom.
It's all right. What we have in New Jersey is the biggest vortex on the planet. It's what Tesla created with his devices. When the Philadelphia experiment happened, all right, it opened this vortex. And that vortex is allowing all these horrible things to come through it. The government's been trying to close it for a long time, and they can't. All right. It's where Tesla worked with DuPont in New Jersey, up in Wanacue. That's where Sargell and I did all our UFO stuff. We went on government property, all the signs said around it. If you get caught on this property, you will be shot. And we went in there every night, every other night. I mean, we had to hide here and there because all of a sudden the whole mountain lit up and there was lights going around the mountain. So many weird things happened. We took maybe about 10 different people there. We took one of the people that had the crystal skull there one time. We took a few famous people there, and they all have their own experiences. A couple of them actually flipped out after they left when they went back home. But there was a lot of weird stuff going on. And one day we went there was two giant deer stuck on a fence over the highway. They built a bridge. When Wanacue was created, they built a bridge from New Jersey to New York. And that's where Wanacue is, right there. But it is a place where the government has full control over it. There's an army base there. Tesla worked for DuPont there for a long time. And basically, something happened there. I had pictures of all these triangle blocks. There was supposed to be a railroad that brought the iron through there and went into these tunnels. The tunnel was, I'd have to draw pictures of it, but there was two mountains. And there was a giant steel plate on the one side and a small steel plate on the other. We tried cutting the bars, trying to get inside there. Sargell was psychic, and one of his being he worked with said, we got to get inside there. We never couldn't cut through the bars no matter what we brought up there. But on the other side was this giant steel plate where the train was. There's no possible way a train could have made a turn and go in there or even get close to it. So all the stories about it, you can pull up the pictures. They're online. Montauk, Wanacue, New Jersey. There's a reservoir. They flooded the city. 9 months, ships were going in and out of that reservoir. The army was stationed around it for the 9 months. And then it just stopped. And then the army left. That's one of the most important stories out there that you don't hear anybody talk about.
The movie Kurt Russell did was called The Stargate, but to say that actual one is real, I don't know, but 90% of the things that are on films and movies are actually real. Like The Enemy of the State, everything the CIA did, they actually helped them on set and showed them how things work. So a lot of it is proven to actually work, and these objects are real. But I think it's rather than moving through space time, I think it is through dimensions. I think there are portals in things that go through that we just don't know how they work to our advantage, or where they go, what happens when we go the other side or come back. Right. But with that, Tommy, it's 10-2. Are we going to get the Geiger counters out quickly?
Okay, get your Geiger counter out.
So I wasn't very well about 2 years ago, and Tommy jokingly said, I thought he was joking, he wasn't, he was obviously real. Tommy said to me, Tina, go and get a Geiger counter. And I like, well, I went on Amazon and I got this. This is my second one. Tommy has the identical one in Hawaii. So I bought it for 18, 20 pounds, English pounds. There it is there. Tommy's mine. So I'm just going to switch it on quickly. Let's say switch it on. So at the top there, you will see volts per meter and micro Teslas. Now, when I hold mine up to my screen, I have a smart screen computer, so it doesn't give off any readings whatsoever. Tommy doesn't, so Tommy's will ping a bit. There you go, by the screen. Now, I'm actually physically, Tommy, hold it to your head. Does it go off there when it's near your head?
The bottom never goes off. Mine goes blank when I move it away from my computer screen.
So we're going to give this a go on me. I've been having bad headaches all week. Can you see that reading? 2 point whatever. The doctors put my extra shaped painkillers and I'm on a proxy. Did you see that? Not 0.2, it was 2.5 something. So the farther away from me, guys. Let me just sit back a bit and go down.
Oh, Tina, what I wanted to say.
So that's harmful. So when I hold it away from me, it's fine. The second it goes to come towards me again, the actual red light you see flashing is actually harmful. Tina, it says harmful. Yes.
This is something that's impossible, but I'll tell you what's happening right now. I got my Geiger counter next to your face on the screen. All right, I got 1.63 right now, and I got 2.257 on the top.
So
So mine
if
just
this
went.
is, I was going to sit back, if this is harmful all the time, what damage is this doing to me? Because it's irreversible damage.
Did you
And I'm
just
going to
hear
have
what I
to,
said, Tina?
yes, I did.
And
Well,
it's still going off. It didn't do it last week. Didn't do it the week before, but it's doing it
I've
now.
had really bad head and at night, and it's like this side of my head here and here. It's been awful, and it's just been going
So
through me.
it's,
And the doctors give me naproxen at night, and I take a couple of them to stop the pain. But I've had horrendous headaches lately. The last, I was the last 3 or 4 months, I've had bad headaches. But yeah, with that, just before we go, because you've got 9 minutes left, guys. So this year, the 22nd and April the 21st, I'm a Birmingham UFO group up the country. I know it's supposed to be a little hush hush thing, but you guys always like to know what's going on. So the UK, there's a guy called David Hodrin. He's chairman of BUFOG, Birmingham UFO Group, and he's a deputy UK for ICAR or ISA, I think ISA. And and he writes for the UFO Truth magazine as well. He's very good, and he's also alien abduction investigator. Now he's holding a yearly get together for all us abductees. It'd be good to see a few people that I know there. And so I'll be attending that on April the 21st. Unfortunately, it will be a closed event and it's by invitation only. But I'll see if I can sneak some pictures for you guys to have a look at next time. The 22nd and 23rd of April should be the weekend at Jubilee Hall in Bishop's Waltham in Southampton, where there will be me, Gary Heseltine, Andy Thomas, Ben Emblem Jones, David Hodrin, Tina Brad, Lorraine Wilkins, and Maria Whitley, just to say a few, and you might see a few other people there. And then after that, I'm not in it, but I'll be there 25th to 27th of August at the Bowlers, the Awakening at the Expo. I'll be there as usual, same as every other year, and you can come and say hello. And if you've got time, bring your pictures, and I'll have a picture with you, kind of a chit chat, and you can see me there. I'm also giving a talk at the East Anglia UFO group, and that will be on the 21st of, I'm going to say now, in August. Yes, I'll be 21st of August as the East Anglia group, and I will be doing my talk Monday the 21st of August. And you'll see me there, guys, so please come along and you'll see me there, and it'll be the human side of alien reduction, my new talk for this year. So please come and see that. You can find me on Facebook, on Encounters, on Instagram, on TA Bird, on Twitter. I'm down as I'm an international author now. I'm no longer an author, I'm an international author, but again, still trying to put my UFO book out there. Run into mega problems with that. But I've got a few other books lined up in the pipeline ready to come out. I just really want this one sorted out to come out. Again, Tommy's actually written a paper, and you can actually get it for free. It tells you how to spot a UFO. Tommy's put his email up on there on the channel. So please ask Tommy. He'll send you the download for it. It's free. This is a man with many, many, many years of experience in the world of ufology. So, yes, I know the book. What the actual problem is, I wrote the book 2 years ago, and putting all the bits and pieces in, got it ready. It wouldn't accept it with pictures in, so I had to take all the pictures out. Then it said the font wouldn't match the pages, so everything was reduced down to match the size. Even though I published all my romance books with absolutely no problem, then they wouldn't accept my picture. Then they accepted the cover. Then now they can't. They're saying the font and the size of the words are wrong, even though I've put in everything that I normally do. So that's been looked at by about 4 or 5 different people, and even Amazon themselves can't upload the book to their site. They don't know what the problem is. So it could be just that it's a UFO book. I have no idea what the issue is, but it's there. It's ready and waiting to be published. That's all I can say. My next book will probably be something to do with my speech, which will be The Human Side of Alien Abduction, guys. Part 2, by the way, you can buy my books online. So if you go online, this is a really chunky book. It's called The Guardians of Light and the Brother of the Night by T.A. Bird. That's me. This is a fantastic story. It tells you, it's very good. I'm not going to give it away, but it's really good. I'm going to chop it down because it may be a bit chunky, maybe put people off, I don't know, but it's a really good book to get you started. I wrote part 2 to this, and also I like to write a bit of adult themed books. This is called The Checkpoint by me, picture of me on the back, and they're short story books, see, so they're really good. They're about £5, £6.99, something like that, really good. And this is part 1 called The Checkpoint, and part 2, The Two-Edged Sword, is will be coming out after I get my book out. This is ready and waiting in the pipeline to come out. Part 2, it will be called The Two-Edged Sword. I'm working on another one at the moment, so but it is there. Just got to upload it. For some reason, Amazon won't allow that. But again, just to reiterate, guys, please go on Amazon, buy this, and if you see me out anywhere or at any of my events and you have my book, bring it along and I'll sign it. I can take my picture and I'll sign your book and do a little dedication for you. Not a problem. So my books are available out there. But back to Tommy now. I think I've got a couple of minutes left just before I go. But I've been ET Girl here in Southampton in the UK. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on Hive, Human Individuals Visited by Extraterrestrials. You can find me on TA Brad. That's my Facebook page. You can find me on I have a public authors page on Facebook. There it is there. Oh, sorry. Look, TA Brad, there I am there. So it should be international author now. And I've got a scan code on the back. So if you guys want to email me, there's a scan code. That logo is a registered trademark and it was made specifically for my company. There you go. So there you go, guys. There's a scan code on the back. It takes you straight to my Wix website, TA Brad. I have a Wix website where you can buy tickets. So if you'd like to come to my event or that specific event, I'll put others on there. Please buy tickets via that way. But from me, Tina Brad here in Southampton in the UK, I will see you next week, guys. Richie, thank you very much for helping with the questions. John, it's brilliant to see you on it. Tommy, as always, you're brilliant. Bring some people on the show. We'll debate whoever you want. We'll open it up. And if you have questions from a previous show you want answered, please bring it up. If you have an answer for us that we don't know or something's popped up, please look in your area and let us know. We can get it out there. But until now, and until next week, I'm going to say goodbye, Tom. It's been great. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Tina. Always a pleasure.
Bye-bye. Bye, America. Bye, England. Bye-bye.
Well, that was Tina Bird, a great person. She's been pretty sickly, and it's the effects of radiation poisoning, I say. The hospital and everybody else has no clue what's going on. The dentist has no clue what's going on. She keeps losing her teeth, her hair, her fingernails, toenails. She turns black and blue real easy, her whole half of her body, and all kinds of weird stuff. Not normal. So with that, I want to just get back to a few things. I've been in this world, in the UFO world, since I was 6. But I also was on a spiritual side, spiritual quest all my life as well. All my books, I'm on my 5th book, pertain to spiritual truth. I don't talk about UFOs in my books that I write. I don't feel it's the same importance to reality. It's important that the world knows that aliens are here and what they're going to do. But I think what's more important than that, what's happening to our spiritual truth and what's happening to religion and everything else, so-called spiritualists, even to call psychic people that claim they're psychic and all these abilities and stuff. Like I said, I'm hated in the UFO world because I challenge them on their lies, not their truth, because they don't have any. These people, even with Travis Walton, still has no clue what went down when he was abducted. He was hypnotized a couple times. They got some truth out of it. But realize it's still only as much as his mind will perceive. Now, soul, which is separate than the mind, is a lot different. Now, soul is aware of everything, past, present, and future that has gone through from all his past lives and everything else. So when a person gets abducted, the mind has to translate that into something it can perceive. Soul doesn't have to. It already knows what it is. So when you hypnotize a person, you don't hypnotize soul, you hypnotize the mind. For me personally, nobody could touch my soul, period. Aliens or not. I don't know how it is for Tina, what's going to happen. But as far as most people, They get hypnotized, their mind's completely locked, and it's only what the mind can remember of a situation. And usually that's only what it can perceive out of what it's experiencing, where soul's not actually locked in the body. So when situations happen, it sees all around it. If you learn to listen to soul, you can save yourself from accidents and a lot of different things. If you can listen to yourself talk, meaning yourself as soul, not your mind. Your mind doesn't have the ability, soul does. And then it has to go through the mind to get translated. So when people talk about it, like Travis Walton, he doesn't know half of the stuff that went down or why or any of that. So Tina has a lot more experience because it's happened to her many times. She actually has communication with her children on a ship and things like that. So there's so much more. It's probably the most important abduction story there is in this world right now. But she's sick. I hope she gets to stay around. But the symptoms she's going through aren't beneficial. Her heart and everything else is really dangerous. But she's out there mainstream, which is good. She's going to get publicized, and I knew she'd become big. A lot of people I know become big, but I hope they don't touch her. John Edmund, I brought him out. He's gone. I mean, a lot of the people, Sergeant L18, he pulled himself out, I think, but whatever. But I was in this since I was 6 years old. The first thing happened. By the time I was 8, I was a lot more aware of things. And by the time I was 12, when I saw my first alien in my house, things became real. And at that point, I made a decision to walk a spiritual path, or try to find the truth. And my truth is finding God, not aliens. I found that, and it's not beneficial in any way. So to me, I had to go to the top of the totem pole, not the bottom. So people, if you want the truth, what we can put out there, we can, and we do. But it's coming out everywhere. You're going to see what ships are really doing, what aliens are really doing. Not helping people, not rebuilding people's houses, purifying them and introducing them to God. You're going to hear horrible stories of what they're doing and what they did. I mean, once in a while they land and they talk to a bunch of children, but they don't do anything. They don't give them anything except the bad experience to remember the rest of their life. So, these UFO conferences, all you hear is story after story and blah, 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 blah. That's why they hate me, because I said, look, you got anything important to tell the world why aliens are here. And it's not to help us. They're not going to save us. They're not doing anything beneficial for us. Tell the world that. Don't tell them, oh, the good ones are going to help us. They're waiting for us to be ready. Be ready for what? Help? You're drowning and somebody's going to throw you a life raft. Well, let's see if he drowns first. Then we'll send him a life raft. It's really a ridiculous statement when we're ready. We're never ready for anything. Even in your life, you're not ready for the next experience, even though Spirit says you are. Because you have to deal with it. Well, that means you're ready. But then again, too much of it makes a person commit suicide, go into depression, and all the other words that happen around it. Start drinking, become drug addicts, can't deal with it. So when people say, oh, you're ready for it, oh, you only get what you deserve, you only get what you're ready for, no, that's not true. You're given stuff to make you move forward, whether you like it or not. And at that point, you either move forward or you go backwards. So it's a trip. Spiritual growth is incredible. Tina doesn't like to talk about that much. That's why I don't do it when she's on the show. Because she doesn't feel she was ever protected, didn't ever have help, and she doesn't. Then again, she could be dead already, which she's not. But what kind of help do you want? Do you want life protection, soul protection? You want to live forever? What's your foundation of what you're living for? Most people have no clue. Most people have no clue why they're here, why they're going through this horrible life. And I don't care how beautiful you say it is. There's so much bad stuff going on every single day. To say that you're in a beautiful place, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to the world. Well, I'm not going to keep you as long today. I'm kind of drained from yesterday. I did like 3 hours, almost 4 hours of a show. And I got to do a few things today before the day gets into the middle, because my partner has to go out and do something. All right, people. Peace. love, compassion, truth, whatever you need in your life. Don't stop until you get it. Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii, the person that's hardcore. I say that because I'll debate anybody in the UFO world anytime, or all of them together. I'm not afraid. I have the truth. I'm not worried about it being torn apart or shattered or somebody taken away. I mean, I don't make money off of it either, like everybody else does. If they lose it, they lose their money. Yes, Gizmo's right here. He's okay. Uh, People, enjoy the night, enjoy the day, wherever you are. Make it the best you can. Till next time.